Ellarigu Namaskara. Nanu Chitra Venkatesh, member of Citizens for Citizen or C4C, extending a warm suswagata to everyone to this 8th episode of C4C Conversations. Our earlier programs have covered the topics of history of Bengaluru, segregation of waste, our lungs and COVID, Sakala, the Karnataka guarantee of services to citizens, animal welfare, and how to take care of our heart. These conversations were with experts in the respective fields, and these programs have helped us with very useful insights. Today, we are indeed lucky to have Sri Manjunath Prasad, IAS, Commissioner of BBMP, as our speaker. Lucky because we are fully aware that while taking care of the city, his time schedule is not fully under his control. Many unforeseen things happen at all times, and as head of BBMP, he needs to be on his toes almost round the clock. I request all of you to kindly ensure that your audio is muted to avoid any disturbance. If you have any comment or query, you may text it briefly and clearly in the chat mode. At the end of the talk, we will take up these points and a few questions depending on availability of time. We start off with a brief overview of C4C and its activities by Rajkumar Dugar, founder and convener of C4C. Over to you, Raj.
Thanks, Chitra. C4C ಪರವಾಗಿ ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸುಸ್ವಾಗತ. On behalf of Citizens for Citizens, I welcome all the attendees and viewers and a very special and warm welcome to Sri Manjunath Prasad, Commissioner, BBMP. C4C, as you may know, aims to leave our surroundings a little better than we found it. C4C has members from all over the city, although Vasant Nagar has a higher representation. But for us, the entire city is our canvas. As responsible citizens, we try our best to interface with all stakeholders to ensure a better quality of life for everyone. We have dedicated subcommittees for traffic and public transport, street lights, afforestation, solid waste management, etc. Just yesterday, C4C has started its own cycling club, led by Sonal Kulkarni. Apart from BBMP, we also interact with officials from various government agencies like BWSSB, BESCOM, BMTC, BMRCL, Southwestern Railways, police, both law and order and traffic, etc., to try and solve problems faced by common people in their day-to-day public life. Recently, C4C highlighted 5 traffic issues and also gave conceptual designs for solving these to Police Commissioner Sri Kamal Pant. He was so impressed that he called C4C as today's discovery and assured action on all our suggestions. In fact, within 3 days, as a follow-up of this meeting, Traffic ACP Mr. Satish spent over an hour with us at Udaya TV Junction near Cantonment Railway Station, studying the problem and the solution suggested by us. We have proposed solutions for problems faced in smooth and safe movement of vehicles at High Grounds Junction, Cunningham Road, Minsk Square near Cubbon Park, and Mekri Circle underpass 2. Let me mention here that Mekri Circle issue of bumpy ride due to road undulations and bad quality grating work is nearing solution just as we speak. And on behalf of the entire city, I thank BBMP and Traffic Police for the speed with which this grievance has been redressed. Also, we have highlighted that Bengaluru should take firm steps to become a honking-free city. I request our BBMP Commissioner to kindly do the needful in all these matters, since BBMP does have a major role to play in some aspects of solving all of them. C4C interfaced between residents of Jeevanahalli, Ward 59, near Coxtown, and Southwestern Railways to get an access to pedestrians crossing railway tracks to be closed. Crossing railway tracks, in addition to being illegal, is also extremely dangerous. We were informed that 1 or 2 deaths were taking place every month here. But still, some people wanted this opening to cross over the railway tracks. On the night of 25th February, in fact, past midnight, we coordinated with Southwestern Railways and nearby residents and had this opening fully blocked. Now we are trying to get a garbage black spot nearby to be eliminated. My specific request to Commissioner is that in the interests of safety, cleanliness, etc., the entire railway property within BBMP limits must be surveyed and suitable walls must be made on both sides. As most of us will know, a new railway terminal called Sir M. Vishweshwaraya Terminal is ready for inauguration near Bayapanalli. Railway authorities have contacted C4C for tree planting near this railway station. I request BBMP Commissioner to expedite the road connectivity solution from both sides, Banaswadi and Old Madras Road, so that access to this station, which is planned for very high footfalls, becomes easy. We are doing tree planting in a very big way for our city. In this connection, last year, Surabhi and C4C started a platform called Koti Vriksha Sainya. This program was later adopted based on a resolution passed by the then BBMP Council. Tree planting happened, but on account of COVID, it happened on a lower scale. 12 lakh saplings were allocated by BBMP for this project last year. This is going to be the largest collaboration between government, citizens and NGOs for tree planting. Well, this has been a brief overview of the activities of C4C in the past few weeks. Dhanyavadagalu.
Shri Manjunath Prasad does not really need any introduction for Bengaluru citizens. Every citizen knows or should know at least a little bit about our Commissioner, since BBMP touches our lives every single day in some way or the other. Much and much more than any other government agency or department. However, it is the normal practice for the key speaker to be introduced, and so I will give you a brief introduction now. It is indeed heartening to note that our BBMP Commissioner is a typical Bengaluru Huduga. Born in Bengaluru and studied at National High School and National College, Basavangudi. From UVCE, the then top engineering college of the state, he emerged as a gold medalist in mechanical engineering and went on to complete his MTech from IIT Delhi in 93. After becoming an IAS officer in 94, he served in various capacities in several districts of West Bengal, including Burdwan, Haldia, Midnapur, Asansol, Murshidabad, etc., for a decade from 95 to 2006. With this background, Shri Manjunath Prasad came to serve his home state of Karnataka from 2006 onwards, again in various senior posts in the districts of Raichur, Mandya and Davangere until 2009. From 9 to 11, he was Commissioner for Social Welfare on the state of Karnataka, for the state of Karnataka. During 11-12, he was Commissioner of Employment and Training, Government of Karnataka, and then MD of KSRTC for over 2 years. For the next 1 year each, Shri Manjunath Prasad was back in Social Welfare Department, followed by Agriculture Department, but this time as Secretary to GOK. On 25th April 2016, with all these relevant skill sets, Shri Manjunath Prasad took over the reins of running the BBMP as Commissioner. From August 2019, he was Principal Secretary of GOK Revenue Department. And from 18 July 2020 to the present, he is once again the Commissioner of BBMP. During all these stints, Shri Manjunath Prasad undertook trainings, study visits, and attended other programs on various subjects in several countries around the globe, including Peru, Canada, Turkey, South Africa, Brazil, Colombia, USA, Mexico, Switzerland, Germany, Italy, Spain, Australia, New Zealand, etc. So we are indeed lucky that all this rich experience is now available to Nama Bengaluru. Let us remember that he took over BBMP this time, right at the peak of the most challenging pandemic, and it was brought under control within the next few months. Unfortunately, we have all begun to behave as though the pandemic is over, and that has presently led to a small but significant rise, and the challenge has to be faced. Along with this, the day-to-day routine work of running this humongous and growing city with no council in place since August last year has to be handled almost single-handedly. He also heads the Ward Committee of Ward 93, Vasantanagar, in his capacity as a senior official residing in this ward. It was indeed a most pleasant surprise that during end of December, when he should have been resting after testing positive for COVID-19, he was working from home, attending virtual meetings, and giving his valuable inputs and directions to run the city. As Commissioner of BBMP, he is fully aware that, as the saying goes, the buck stops here. There are brickbats and there are bouquets too. Along with all this is the rising expectations of people regarding garbage, street lights, roads, stormwater drains, footpaths, schools, health centers, parks, lakes. The list is indeed long. To run all this as a well-oiled machine while handling the pandemic and also planning for future projects in the interest of the city, and to remain cool, calm, collected, and face all kinds of situations is not easy at all, but he's doing it. Let me give you one example. Our city uses up a huge amount of energy for about 5 lakh street lights, spending about 150 crores per annum. A project to use smart LED lights all over the city was under consideration for long. After Sri Manjunath Prasad took over, he has ensured that this project takes off, and as a result, actual ground level work on the pilot has started in Ward 93, Vasantnagar, just a few days ago. This project will result in standardization, uniformity, a good amount of energy saving, money saving, better maintenance services, etc. C4C is indeed honored to have Sri Manjunath Prasad, Commissioner BBMP, to talk to us and all the citizens of Bengaluru on the C4C Conversations platform. Ladies and gentlemen, Sri Manjunath Prasad.
Thank you, Raj, for organizing this meeting under your leadership to the Citizens for Citizens. And thanks, Chitra, for your kind words. This is a great occasion to interact. In fact, today morning, 7 o'clock, I was in Cubbon Park. That was also an initiative of some of the young citizens of Bangalore. 7 o'clock to 8:30, we walked from Cubbon Park up to BBMP office. And from 8:30 to 9:30, we had 1 hour program. This program is basically organized by Bengaluru Hudugaru, boys of Bangalore. Though there were a lot of this also. And the program was basically, it's an initiative, a handful of boys it started, and now it has grown as young boys. Now they're almost doing in about 20. And in this meeting, which we had in, of course, in BBMP office, almost around 400, 500 young boys, girls were there. I told them this is not, we didn't start it. BBMP never started this program. It was started by the, the boys, the girls, the young youth. I said more than 50% of the Bangalore population is youth. They started and we only facilitated this, and it has grown in such a big size with so much of interest. And I was just telling them, this year, during this monsoon season, we will give you 10 lakh saplings. And you take the lead. Each and every youth in this city should be involved. You take the lead. We will only facilitate. So that if each one of us plant one sapling either in front of the house, and if space is not available in front of our house, in any public place. I was just giving them an example. I mean, when both my daughters were studying in school, I had taken them for a drawing competition in Kapan Park. At Bal Bhavan, there was some competition, drawing competition. They both participated, and as a token of their participation, they gave 2 saplings. Both of them brought it and just planted in front of our house on this one, just before the footpath. So now both of these saplings, they have taken care of. Now it is both are big trees, and they take pride. This is my tree, and they say that is my tree. I mean, this ownership, if each citizen of Bangalore, if they take this ownership, we'll see much greener Bangalore. Now, if corporation goes on planting some saplings, people think it is the corporation, the gida. Corporation jawabdari idana nodkolodike. They think that it is the responsibility of the corporation to water it, to take care of it, to ensure that, it is not being eaten by cattle. So this citizens' participation, citizens' movement is very, very important for the city to grow. And wherever the government has gone wrong, or wherever the municipal corporation has gone wrong, it is the citizens' movement which has put it back on track because of active involvement of the citizens. So this is, the morning, I was just referring to the morning program. Now coming to BBMP, as Chitra was telling, see this BBMP, every citizen of Bangalore has connection with the BBMP from their birth till death. I mean, when they are born, the birth certificate will be given by BBMP. And ultimately, after their death also, the death certificate is given by BBMP. In between their birth and death, the entire span, they come across BBMP in almost every day. The moment you go out of your house, you expect that the roads to be good, the roads to be clean, there should not be any garbage on the streets, the drains to be clean. Then you come across, in the evening, you come across street lights, you want the street lights to be glowing. Then you talk about any street dogs or any cattle on this one, or you talk about anything related to environment, anything and everything. In addition to this, of course, whether government wants to run canteens, BBMP has done that. Where government wants to control COVID, BBMP is there. So, BBMP and the citizens' life are intertwined and interlinked, and each and every aspect. Now, it's very, very difficult job to, work in BBMP. See, I'm the 1st or 62nd commissioner. Average tenure of the commissioner in BBMP is 1 year. But me, I'm putting, it's almost, I'll be completing 4 years in the next 1 or 2 months. And more than 1 year, nobody wants to work, because in BBMP, they say that if you work for 1 year, you will, ಆಯಸ್ಸು 4 ವರ್ಷ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Such is this one. There's no Saturday, no Sunday, no holidays. Morning 6 to night 10 o'clock, you are always on your toes. More of firefighting rather than doing other work. So this is the type of job we do. Now, especially during the pandemic, last 1 year, we know that how ups and downs we had gone. So that being the case, we try our best to do, because but it's a very big city. A city with 800 square kilometers, city with 13 million population. The aspirations of the people in Bangalore is every day rising. They want the city to be, the best city in the world. Their expectations today with, all the technology at their tips, their expectations is very, very high. And it's very difficult. We have been striving, but working in the government, especially when the elected body is there, you should take all the corporators along with you. There are 28 MLAs, there are 3 MPs. Taking the entire leadership together and still doing work is a very, very difficult task. You have to be legally right. You can't, violate any laws. At the same time, you have to keep all this 198 corporators and 28 MLAs in good humor. Otherwise, they will not allow things to be done. So with all this having development and there are so many NGOs, so many other stakeholders also working, taking all of them together and seeing change in the city is a very difficult task. I mean, after my engineering and my MTech, I got offers in a number of multinational companies. I mean, I had a conscious choice that I'll go to government and work in government. Having made that choice, I mean, I can tell you that with little interventions, we can make a lot of changes in the lives of people where we work. That's what we have seen in my all earlier assignments also. So that being the case, every job has its own challenges. And especially, I mean, recent days when the council is not there, what we have is ward committees. I mean, I can tell you that with my experience, with the experience of interaction with my colleagues, thus ward committees are doing very well with your inputs and this one. So I'll stop at that stage. I mean, I would like to be more interactive so that we talk and I mean, we interact on various issues so that I can answer your questions. We can discuss some issues. So I want it to be more interactive so that whatever questions you have, whatever the issues you have, let us, I mean, I'll react to each one of those issues or questions. So thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. What I would request is those who have any questions to make it orderly, please put your this point in the chat mode that you have a question, and I will ask you to go ahead and ask instead of everybody, you know, together asking anything. Please be brief and be clear about what you want to ask. Kindly put in the chat mode that you want to ask questions, and I will. Suggestion, this is from Vinay. Don't do or suggest for any sort of lockdown, as it will hit very badly to the public and business. Rather, implement other kind of alternative. This is from his side.
Yeah, I mean, see, number one is that I mean, it is not that we are very happy to do a lockdown. I mean, if each one of the citizen of Bangalore do their bit, what is expected of each citizen of Bangalore? All that we are telling is the moment you come out of your houses, just wear mask and then maintain social distance and frequent hand sanitization. These are the three things that we are asking from each and every citizen. See, there should not be a situation where we go and penalize somebody for not wearing a mask. This is not expected. Now, when the cases came, started dropping. If you all remember, in the month of July last year, every day we used to have something like 1,800 to 1,900 cases. The positivity rate was 24%. Positivity rate means you all know that if 100 people are tested, I was talking about the positivity rate. The positivity rate in the month of July last year was 24.15%. That means if I test 100 people, 24 people were found positive. So this positivity rate and the other most important critical factor is the case fatality rate. I mean, out of the total positive cases, how many people have died in the month of July? It was 1.8%. So now, over a period of time till February, our positivity rate from 24%, it has come down to less than 1% in the month of February, and this case fatality rate has come down below less than 1%. So when this is the situation, we came across this spike in number of cases in Maharashtra and Kerala. I mean, in February end, we found that a lot of people who have come from Kerala, especially the students, there we started seeing the positive cases. And people who had travel history, I mean, they were contributing to the number of positive cases. And this time, most of the cases were coming from affluent sections of the society where they are staying, apartments and big clusters wherever they come, either educational institutions or in apartments. So that being the case, one is that we again started this asking citizens to follow this COVID appropriate behavior. Now, if they don't follow, I mean, you go to any public gathering, especially the marriages. I also have attended a couple of marriages. People just don't use masks. I mean, it should not be that somebody is watching, somebody is asking you to wear the mask, you wear the mask, and just for wearing the mask at your chin level or below your nose. So these things will not help. If we are not vigilant and if we are not alert, if we don't do our, what is expected by us, the cases will increase. If the cases increases, then the government, if it reaches such a stage, then the government will, initially they will explore, various alternatives, and at the end, what is happening in the Maharashtra? 50% of the entire Maharashtra has declared a lockdown, because every day the cases is by 25,000 cases are being reported. So as the citizens, if you all are alert, if we all do our bit of duty by following COVID appropriate behavior, I think the cases will come down. This is how the things have come down. People should cooperate us in doing the tests. See, all this is done free of cost. See, till now we have conducted 80 lakh tests. This is all free of cost. We have not charged a single pice from any citizen. 53,000 COVID positive patients have been admitted to the hospital. Their entire hospitalization charges, whether it is a middle class or upper middle class or poor, entire cost is borne by BBMP. So when we are doing that, after taking all those precautions, now it has come down. Now again, we should not allow a situation where it goes out of control. So that is why we have suggested to the government for some stricter measures, not lockdown. We only said that where these cases are coming. I've analyzed each and every cluster. In apartments, parties do take place, people mix up. If one person is infected, he will go on spreading thus. Then like this, the super spreader events like marriages, and then temples where people go and they don't wear masks. So these are some stricter measures we have, suggested to the government. The government will take a call. And as of today, there is no such thing as a lockdown or anything is contemplated. But restraint from each and every citizen most useful, and this has to be done.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So basic message.
One more thing, Raj. Before I forget, let me talk something about the vaccination.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Vaccination, I'll just complete because it's very, very important. See, BBMP is the authority or the central agency for Bangalore to ensure that each one of us, eligible population to get vaccinated. What is the eligible vaccination? The first phase, it was healthcare worker. Second was frontline worker. Now forget about these two. This one. Let us come to the third phase. Now here in the third phase, all citizens who are above 60 years and above. This is one segment. Then the second is that citizens who are between 45 to 59, but who are comorbid conditions, they are all eligible. Now, see, we all know, we take pride in our vaccines, which the country is exported more than 25 other foreign countries are looking forward for our vaccine. Our Prime Minister, our Indian scientists, they have done a great job, no parallel to this. I was talking to my friends in Canada. He said, somewhere in August, September, maybe I may get vaccine. But here, we are asking each one of the eligible population to come and get vaccine. It's the most simplest way of getting vaccine. We have 141 primary health centers. You should visit our primary health center. I got vaccinated in my primary health centers only. They are the best. It's so nice, clean, and without any hassle. Just walk in with your Aadhaar card and mobile number. That's all, nothing else. You need not, if you want, you can do the online registration. Otherwise also, just walk in with your Aadhaar card and mobile number. All over this one, anytime between 10 a.m. to 5 or 6 p.m. Just walk in there. It's free of cost. Depending upon whether Covishield or Covaxin is available, you can get vaccinated. And if you are not comfortable with our hospital, you can go to any private hospitals, pay 250 rupees, get vaccinated. But what is happening? Every day, I am scheduling the vaccination sessions for 80,000 people in Bangalore. See, I have to schedule the sessions. Schedule the session means I have almost about 500 hospitals in Bangalore, both government and private. For each government and private hospital, I'll tell, for example, today you can vaccinate 200 people, and from morning till evening, and I'll give our approval and we'll give the vaccine. So you believe me, out of this 80,000 people with all these facilities, maximum what we have reached is about 35,000. So the remaining people either, even those slots are available, they are not doing online registration, nor they are not coming. We are telling that you come and have vaccine, just walk in, people are not coming. So this is ultimately, when all other countries are looking, demanding our vaccine, ನಾವು ಅದೇ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಗಾದೆ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಹಿತ್ತಲು ಗಿಡ ಮದ್ದಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಆ ತರ ನಮ್ಮ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಏನು ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಇದ್ರ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಮೈ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್, please go to our healthcare centers, primary health center or any hospitals of your choice. Please get vaccinated. Things are getting a little bad now. In a family, if one person becomes positive, I have traced all this, entire family is becoming positive. ಮತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗೋದು, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಐ ಟೆಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್. You all know that in the month of December last year, I tested positive and my oxygen level came below 95 and I got admitted. I was in hospital for almost 10 days. Believe me, I don't want any of you to go and get admitted in hospital. ಅದು ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ನರಕ. ಅದು ದಿನಕ್ಕೆ 6 ಇಂಜೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ರೆಮ್ಡಿಸಿವಿರ್ ಇಂಜೆಕ್ಷನ್, ಕ್ರೆಕ್ಸಿನ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಥಿನ್ನರ್ ಒಂದು ಇಂಜೆಕ್ಷನ್, ಆಂಟಿಬಯೋಟಿಕ್ ಒಂದು ಇಂಜೆಕ್ಷನ್, ವಿಟಮಿನ್ ಒಂದು ಇಂಜೆಕ್ಷನ್, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟ ಮೇಲೆ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಶುಗರ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ಸುಲಿನ್ ಒಂದು ಇಂಜೆಕ್ಷನ್. 5 days continuous, every day 6 injections, and about 10 to 14 tablets for next 14-20 days. See, we don't want all such things to happen anybody. All that we are asking is wear mask, maintain social distance, hand sanitization. Now we got free vaccine ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಇದು ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಯಾವ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಫ್ರೀ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್, ಫ್ರೀ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲೈಸೇಷನ್, ಫ್ರೀ ವ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿನ್ ನಿಮ್ ಮನೆ ಹತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಅಂತದ್ದು. ಸೊ this our country is so generous, but still ಈ ವ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿನ್ ನಿಜನಾ? You have all doubts and all this, but anyhow, I'm just whatever came to my thought, I'm telling. I only request you that please get vaccinated. If anybody in your apartments get COVID positive, please get tested. All that you have to do is just call our primary health center, the medical officer. We'll send the mobile testing lab, people to your apartments. You will not come to our this one. So in fact, we wanted this vaccination to be given at your doorsteps. Government of India didn't agree. We sent a proposal, old age people, especially old age homes, where people can't move out. There are some instances where mentally retarded patients are there in some of the mentally retarded homes. They can't be brought. We said that we will take our vaccines to their houses and elderly people, but government of India refused. No, nothing doing. They have to come to your health facility only, that is the hospitals. So, since COVID, this one started. Now coming to somebody posted a question, when will you start the vaccination drive in slums? I'm telling you, my vaccination team cannot move out of the primary health centers or the hospitals. This is the guidelines, this is the order of the government of India. See, these vaccines are given, everything it is controlled by government of India. Now, all that what we are doing for slums is, we have in BBMP 1,300 ASHA workers. We have about 300 ANMs. I am sending my ASHA workers to the slums and asking them to mobilize the slum population, bring them to our vaccination center. That is how they are, getting the slum population vaccinated. So we are mobilizing them and bringing them. That is known as cohort mobilization of patients. That we are doing it. So this is in a nutshell about COVID situation and the vaccination. Testing. See, testing. Yesterday I was seeing this the news channels, national news channels. In Bombay, Bombay has 2 crores population. Delhi has a 2.3 crore population. Bangalore population is 1.3. Now, Bombay, with the 2 crores population, every day they are doing about 18 to 20,000 tests. Bangalore with 1.3 crore population, we are doing every day about 42 to 44,000 tests are being done. We want to increase it further to 50,000. Where are these tests done? This is a targeted testing. People who have ILI, SARI symptoms, people who are comorbid, people who are, say, elderly citizens, then all those hotels and eateries where the staff come in contact with a large number of people every 15 days, we are doing tests. We have done tests in all educational institutions. Just now the Honorable Chief Secretary said that you do random testing in all schools. So to know that what is the situation. So everywhere we are doing this targeting and getting tested. Test, sometimes people oppose this doing tests. Just that they are taking your swab and doing everything free of cost. I don't know the reason why they are opposing even this. So these are all the issues what we are facing. Now, as a citizens, this one I need all this. No, one of the question is, I will please clarify because more citizens have drinking habits daily. See, I have been thinking again and again. I was more concerned about this because I have 25,000 Paura Karmikas.
Yes.
See, in Paura Karmikas, their job is totally different. From morning till evening, the type of job they do. Maybe to forget about everything, they may have little drinks or alcohol. See, there is no restriction on your food habits, no restriction on your drinking habits. Even after taking vaccine on the same day, you can have alcohol or drinks. Absolutely. Nobody said you don't have any restrictions or nothing. After taking the first dose, after 28 days, you should take the second dose. Taking second dose, it is not mandatory that wherever you have taken the first dose, you have to go to the same place. No. Wherever it is convenient to you, you go there. Just give your Aadhaar number. Even once you give the Aadhaar number, the moment they put it on COVID portal, immediately your this one will record will open that when did you took the first dose, where you took the first dose, now you are coming for the second dose. So these things are there. So that being the case, ಯಾರು ಏನು ಭಯ ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಭಯ ಪಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳದೆ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ನೀವು ಇದನ್ನ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. So there are then camps and apartments I have answered, slums I have answered, then permission to arrange their areas similar to what we did. And then same thing, I told you that we can't move out of the health facility. Then vaccination of camps. So most this one it is. So then. So these are the issues. Then somebody has asked about property tax. Property tax, as per the law, 1 month that rebate is allowed. That is the month of April. See, I would like to clarify one thing. When some of the people were admitted during the COVID times, I heard one person telling the other person, COVID bandrunu ಏನು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. BBMP ಅವರು ನೀವು ಯಾವ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಬೇಕೋ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ಗೆ ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಮಣಿಪಾಲ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಮಣಿಪಾಲು, ಅಪೋಲೋ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅಪೋಲೋ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ಗೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋದ್ರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ತಿಂಡಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಊಟ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ರಾತ್ರಿ ಊಟ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ BBMP ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನಾವು ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡಲ್ವಾ? ಮಾಡ್ಲಿ ಬಿಡಿ ಇವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ BBMPಗೆ? ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಕ್ಲಾರಿಫೈ ದಿಸ್. See, BBMP gets a property tax, ultimately all cess and all this about 2,600 crores. This year it's around 2,600 crores. You believe me, for my regular maintenance of all this infrastructure, I require 6,000 crores for my maintenance alone. Forget about all your building new infrastructure. Garbage management. See, you may say that yes, here is corruption, ಅಲ್ಲಿ leakage ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ leakage ಇದೆ. I agree. See, all 5 ಬೆರಳುಗಳನ್ನು ಒಂದೇ ಸಮ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಕೆಲವರು ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, each and every organization there are good people, there are bad people. We can't change their mindset. Only technology is the answer for all those ills that are plaguing this one to make system more transparent. Garbage management, then maintenance of stormwater drains, maintenance of roads, parks, leaks, then salaries. Then the salaries that we give to about there are almost 25,000 ಪೌರ ಕಾರ್ಮಿಕಸ್, ಅವರ salaries ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು. ಆಮೇಲೆ garbage ನ collect ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇದು ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಇರಬಹುದು. All this put together, 6,000 crores is our actually revenue head. That is the maintenance what we are doing. We have about 141 primary health centers. I said we have 150 schools, colleges. ಇವುಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕಟ್ತೀವಿ. ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಸಿಟಿಸನ್ಸ್ ಏನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಸರ್ಕಾರದಿಂದ ಗ್ರಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆರ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ದ ಇಂಪ್ರೆಷನ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ವಿ ಗಿವ್ ಇಸ್ ದಟ್ ಇನ್ ಥೌಸಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ರೋರ್ಸ್. ಇದು ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಕೊಡೋದು ಯಾವ ಮೂಲೆಗೂ ಸಾಲೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅದು. So that being the case, I mean, see, there are why there are BBMP is always in news. I'll tell you. BBMP ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ it is like a glass house. You have all the elected representative. BBMP you should come and see from morning till evening 10 o'clock there will be 10 TV channels stationed there only. You open up any newspaper, one full page on BBMP will be there in every newspaper, one full page. TV channels only in BBMP. See, BBMP is the most transparent organization. You can't take the same thing about BWSSB. There are no elected representative there. BDA, there is no elected representative. BESCOM, there is no elected representative. Why BBMP, each and everything will be blown out of proportion? Because it's 100%, it's transparent. The moment I sign a paper, entire Bangalore will be having that paper, what I have signed. What we do is everything, it's a glass house type. This one, what is happening in BBMP. So that being the case, BBMP ವಿಷಯಗಳು ಆಚೆ ಇದು ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಒಂದನ್ನ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದೇ ಬೇರೆ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ತರ ಬರಲ್ಲ. That's good. We want 100% transparent. We want each and every action of ours to be totally transparent and questionable. We want the citizens to question us. Whatever we run, it's all because of your money, it's the taxpayers' money. That being the case, you have every right to question us, every right to tell us that wherever we are going wrong. So this is how what we say. I mean, I wanted this one. Please go ahead.
Yeah, sir, thank you. ನಿಜ ತಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. In fact, I think it's been more of a heart-to-heart talk just now. What you mentioned, all these facts which we are not so much aware of. So there are some points which are mentioned in that mode. Can I take those? I will take up. There is Surabhi, are you there? Would you like to ask your question about tree planting? Please unmute yourself and ask.
Yes.
Go ahead, please.
Yes, thank you, Raj. I hope my network is fine. I wanted to ask about the tree plantation. You mentioned that you want to give 10 lakh saplings. Last year also, under the Koti Vriksha program of BBMP, citizens were given about 13 lakh. Even though the target was about 50 lakh, it ended up being 13 lakh. So this year, the only thing we are requesting is that can we have logistical support also from BBMP? Because with only 5 nurseries, it was a big hassle for citizens to pick up saplings at that scale. 1 or 2 is always fine. But when we are picking up at that scale, it becomes a huge expense for citizens.
Yeah, Surabhi, I mean, see, if you remember last year also, the system what we have is BBMP has about 1,200 parks in the entire BBMP area. So 200 wards, but 1,200 parks. Each ward on an average has 3 to 4 parks. Now, even though the nurseries are very few in number, maybe about 6-7 nurseries, whatever saplings that are grown in these nurseries were transported to the parks in the wards, and these saplings were made available in these parks. If it has not been done in some of the wards, we will ensure this year, we will ensure that all the saplings are transported to the parks nearby, so that you need not go very far off. Some or the other park is there in each and every locality. This one will be made available in the parks. My request is, this without any hassle, this should be made available. Secondly, even if somebody takes 10 saplings, out of which even if 3 or 4 grows ultimately, even that is a big achievement. Even if 50% of the samplings that you take and you plant that ultimately grow is a big achievement. So no issues. You come out with ideas and you tell us how to make it more simpler, seamless, and without any hassle. Citizens should get this one. So we are fully, we'll assure you that we'll provide the entire logistic support.
Surabhi, anything? Surabhi, anything you want to say? Okay, so thank you, sir. I think that's great. If we can get it in the parks, it will solve a huge problem, I think. And next, I will go to Mr. Manjunatha, but he has got plenty of issues. Mr. Manjunath, can you please be brief? Unmute yourself and be brief, please. Mr. Manjunath, Punganur. Okay, I'll read it out. He is not yet. Request you to initiate and raise the issues of first sector 22nd cross HSR layout. Scarce supply of water once a week, dog menace, non-fixing of street lights, non-fixing up of CCTV, non-maintenance of sewage line, no scheduled maintenance for free flow of sewer. Somebody's audio is disturbing. Okay. Replanting of trees instead of cutting. These are the issues that Manjunath has mentioned in the chat notes, sir.
No, there's a number one is as far as water supply is concerned. You know that BWSSB looks into this, where water supply and sewage line. If there is any specific issue is there or complaint is there, if they can send it to you or send it to me, I can forward it to BWSSB for necessary action.
Yes, sir.
Now, as far as the street light is concerned, we have regular maintenance. Maybe that contractor is not doing his job properly, but anyhow, we look into it. Each and every the contact number of the who is the person who is in charge of that ward, who is the contractor, what is his mobile number. If there is anything that is not attending within 24 hours, he has to be penalized. Because it is his job, he has taken the contract. So some such system needs to be evolved. If you can suggest, where this numbers, prominent numbers have to be. Otherwise, it is available in our website. To make things more simpler, we can suggest so that we can modify our strategy also accordingly. So
Yes.
that is one thing. Then replanting wherever it is required, we will do it. No issues. For that, there is no issues.
Okay, so there is somebody by name Roshan who has raised his hand. Roshan, can you unmute yourself and ask briefly? Mr. Roshan. Okay, Mr. Mohan Raj Subaya, he has also raised his hand. Please unmute yourself, Mohan Raj Subaya.
Sir, namaskar.
Hele Mohan Raj.
Sir, Alsur ward ಇಂದ.
Hele Mohan Raj.
Sir, ಇವಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಲ್ಸೂರ್ ವಾರ್ಡ್ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ 198 ವಾರ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕೆಲಸ ತುಂಬಾ
ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸತಿ ಹೇಳಿ
ಸರ್. ಇವಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಲ್ಸೂರ್ ವಾರ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 198 ವಾರ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಕೆಲಸಗಳು ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಅಡ್ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟರ್ ನಮ್ಮ ವಾರ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಸ್ಮಾರ್ಟ್ ಸಿಟಿ, ಶೋಲ್ಡರ್ ಡ್ರೈನ್ಸ್ ಕೆಲಸ ಆಗ್ಲಿ, ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕೆಲ್ಸಗಳು ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಟ್ ಎ ಟೈಮ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್. ಯಾವ ರೋಡ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ರೋಡ್ಗೆ ಕನೆಕ್ಟೇ ಇಲ್ದಂಗೆ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದಂದ್ರೆ ರಾತ್ರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲಾರು ಹಗ್ಲಲ್ಲೇ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಸ್ಮಾರ್ಟ್ ಸಿಟಿ ಅವರು. ಸೇಫ್ಟಿ ತಗೊಂಡಿಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ಮಾರ್ಟ್ ಸಿಟಿ ಸೇಫ್ಟಿ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ತಗೊಂಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಒಂದ್ ಲೈನ್ ಇಂದ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ ಲೈನ್ಗೆ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸರಿ ರೀವರ್ಕ್ ಕೆಲ್ಸಗಳು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ತುಂಬಾನೇ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಸರ್. ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಹಲ್ಸೂರ್ವಣ್ಣ ಒಂದು ಬರಿಲ್ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ತರ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್. ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಳಕ್ಕೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಬೇಜಾರಾಗುತ್ತೆ.
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್.
ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ರಸ್ತೆಗಳು ಅಗದಾಕಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನ ಒಂದಲ್ಲ ನಾನೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಲ್ಲ, ಈಗ ಈ ಒಂದೊಂದೇ ರಸ್ತೆಗಳನ್ನ ನೀವು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಸ್ಮಾರ್ಟ್ ಸಿಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ನಾವು ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಇನ್ನು 2 ತಿಂಗಳು ಏಪ್ರಿಲ್ ಮೇ ಒಳಗಡೆಗೆ ಸ್ಮಾರ್ಟ್ ಸಿಟಿ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ರಸ್ತೆಗಳು ಮುಗಿದೋಗಿದೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ನಾನೇ ವಾಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ಕಬ್ಬನ್ ಪಾರ್ಕ್ ಇಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಯಂ ರೋಡ್ ಇಂದ ಬಂದು, ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಯಂ ರೋಡ್ ಇಂದ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಕಾಫಿ ಡೇ ಸರ್ಕಲ್ ಇಂದ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ನಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸೆಂಟ್ ಜೋಸೆಫ್ ಮಣಿಪಾಲ್ ಇದು ಈ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಮುಂದೆಗಡೆ ಹಸಿ ಯಾವ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಮುಂದೆಗಡೆ ಹಸಿ ಬಂದು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ITC ಮುಂದೆಗಡೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ನಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಆಮೇಲೆ BBMP ಆಫೀಸ್ ಹೋಗಿತ್ತು. ಈ ರಸ್ತೆಗಳು, ಈ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ರಸ್ತೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಫುಟ್ಪಾತ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಆಸ್ಪಾಲ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. 2 ತಿಂಗಳ ಒಳಗಡೆಗೆ ಈ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ನಗರದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ರಸ್ತೆಗಳು ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡಿಂಗ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ರಸ್ತೆ ನಾವು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದು ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ ಮೇ ಒಳಗಡೆಗೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಫುಲ್ಲು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಒಂದು ನೆನ್ನೆ ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲ ಈಗ ನಾವು ಜನಗಳಿಗೆ ಕುಡಿಯೋ ನೀರುನು ಬೇಕು, ಸೀವೇಜ್ ಲೈನು ಬೇಕು. ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆ ಮುಂದೆ ನಾನು ನಮ್ಮ ತಂಗಿ ಅಕ್ಕ ಇವರೆಲ್ಲ ಈ 110 ವಿಲೇಜಸ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವೇನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ BBMPಗೆ ಸೇರ್ಪಡೆ ಆಗಿದ್ದು, ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲೂ ಕಾವೇರಿ ನೀರ್ ಲೈನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, UGD ಲೈನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿನ ಜನಗಳೆಲ್ಲಾನು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕುಡಿಯೋ ನೀರು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, UGD ಲೈನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ರಸ್ತೆಗಳಿದ್ರು ರಸ್ತೆ ನಗದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಪೈಪ್ ಹಾಕೊಡಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ರಸ್ತೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್, UGDನೂ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್, ಅಂಡರ್ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಡ್ರೈನೇಜು ಮತ್ತೆ ಕುಡಿಯೋ ನೀರು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. BWSSB ಅವರು 3000 ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ ರಸ್ತೆನನ್ನ ಅಗದಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಈ ಪೈಪ್ ಲೈನ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ರಸ್ತೆ ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಜಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬೇರೆ ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಹಾಕಕ್ ಸಾಧ್ಯನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ರೆವಿನ್ಯೂ ಲೇಔಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳು. ಮತ್ತೆ 2007-8ರಲ್ಲಿ BBMPಗೆ ಬರೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮೊದ್ಲೇ ಲೇಔಟ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮಾರ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಪಂಚಾಯತಿ ಏರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ತರದ ಪೈಪ್ ಹಾಕೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಜಾಗ ಇವುಗಳು ಯಾವುದು ಬಿಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ. ರಸ್ತೆ ಮೇಲೇನೆ ರಸ್ತೆನ ಅಗದು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಪೈಪ್ ಹಾಕಿ ರಸ್ತೆನ ಮುಚ್ಚಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮತ್ತೆ ರಸ್ತೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಈ ತರ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಿನ್ನೆ ಸರ್ಕಾರದಿಂದ ಈ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಈ ಔಟರ್ ಏರಿಯಾಸ್ಗೋಸ್ಕರ 1000 ಕೋಟಿಯಷ್ಟು ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಿನ್ನೆ ಆಕ್ಷನ್ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಅಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ನಾಳೆ ದಿನ ಕ್ಯಾಬಿನೆಟ್ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಇದೆ. ನಾಳೆ ದಿನ ಕ್ಯಾಬಿನೆಟ್ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಪ್ರೂವಲ್ ಗೆ ನಾವು ಕಳಿಸ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಇದಾದ ಮೇಲೆ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಅಗದಿದಾರೋ ನೀರಿನ ಪೈಪ್ ಲೈನ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಇನ್ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ 6 months ಅಲ್ಲಿ all this work will be done so that ultimately people will have UGD, will have drinking water, and you also have this one. ನೀವ್ ಹೇಳಿದ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಅದನ್ನ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಷನ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇದ್ದು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಕೆಲವು ಕಡೆ ಇದು ರಾತ್ರಿ ಹೊತ್ತು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅದು ಬ್ಯಾರಿಕೇಡಿಂಗ್ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಲೈಟ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ನನ್ನ ಗಮನಕ್ಕೂ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಕೆಲವು ಕಡೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಪ್ರಿಕಾಷನ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಳ್ದೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಎನಿಹಾವ್ ಇವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಈಗ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಜನಗಳಿಗೆ ಈ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ. ಈ ರಸ್ತೆಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು 20-25 ವರ್ಷ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾದ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ವೈಟ್ ಟಾಪಿಂಗ್ ಸುಮಾರು ಕಡೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ರುಕ್ತುಂಗ ರಸ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ, ರುಕ್ತುಂಗ ರಸ್ತೆ ಇರಬಹುದು ಅಥವಾ ಟೆಂಡರ್ ರೋಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ರಸ್ತೆಗಳು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ರಸ್ತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಓಡಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಖುಷಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಇದು ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಯ್ತು ಜನಗಳಿಗೆ. ಬಟ್ ಅದನ್ನ ಇವತ್ತು ಆದಷ್ಟು ಬೇಗ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ, ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆಗಿ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ನೀವೇ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕಡೆನೂ ಕೆಲಸ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಫ್ಯೂ ಮಂತ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಆದಷ್ಟು ಬೇಗ ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೀವಿ.
ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸೇಫ್ಟಿ ಪ್ರಿಕಾಷನ್ ಸರ್.
ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್.
Thank you for all the great development that is happening. My only request is please keep Bellandur on the radar of Manjunath sir. We are working in close collaboration with all the officials from his team, and all I'm requesting for is for NMT projects to be brought to Bellandur, which is a very congested IT corridor in the heart of the city, in the suburbs. And most people live within 4 kilometers of this tech cluster, SEZ cluster that is here. So I just wanted to put that on the radar once again for Mr. Manjunath. There have been NMT projects in February 2019, but unfortunately, it has still not been deployed. So I would request Mr. Manjunath to please, if possible, look into it. Thank you.
Yeah, in fact, we have taken a lot of projects in Belandur. If you look at this Belandur and Vartur lakes, almost 500 crores has been given to BWSSB and BDA. Of course, BBMP is not doing work there, but this is all BBMP funds which have been given to both this organization. Otherwise, which was supposed to give to BBMP, it was given, and we have given it basically for these two lakes. Then coming to those, this one in and around Belandur, lot of this drainage and this water supply. Yesterday we have sanctioned 210 crores only for Mahadevpura constituency. Plus we have about 13 separate roads has been sanctioned, and the work is going on. Outer Ring Road, a lot of works have been sanctioned. I mean, we all are aware that this is one of the most important wards of Bangalore. The lot of IT industries there, and the MLA is very active, and in fact we are giving the utmost priority for the works to be taken in that area, because of the importance within Bangalore what Belandur have. Definitely we are with you, and we will do every possible initiative to see that all the existing problems are solved there.
Thanks, sir.
So thanks for the call. I just chip in very quickly. So my specific request is for NMT topics like the cycling road. My specific request is for NMT be brought to Belandur. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Definitely, it will be done.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Sir, there are quite a few questions in the chat mode already. So there's one small question from my side, if I can ask, sir.
Yeah.
This
please.
BBMP council, what is the status of the elections, and then the number of wards? Is there going to be any change in that?
You want to contest?
No. We want to know whether the council is.
See, as of today, probably on 24th or 25th, the case is coming before the Supreme Court.
Okay.
The issue is like this. Now, as of today, it is 198 wards, and now we are, as per the legislation that has been passed by the state, they are increasing it to 243 wards. In addition to this, some new areas are being added. See, these new areas, especially the list which I got it from Mahadevpura, these they are known as villages. You please, if you go and visit this, you can't even tell that it is much posher than Bangalore city, but they are all in the Gram Panchayati areas. So such they have identified about 17 villages which we are adding into this. Then after, once this new areas are added, then the delimitation will be done. That means the boundaries will be redrawn. That will take about maybe some 3-4 months. Then afterwards, whenever the Supreme Court directs that by this time you have to hold elections, we will hold elections. So that it will take some time.
Yeah.
Not before 6 months. Because the process itself will take that one. Thus, drawing of the boundaries, delimitation, preparing the electoral roll, all this needs some time.
Correct, sir. Yeah, so there's next question is from Mr. SKV Prasad. For South Bangalore, he's talking about the traffic bottlenecks. For South Bangalore, Saraki signal is the next Silk Board signal. It's given to understand that the DPR is sufficient, but in the budget there was no specific mention of this. Kindly update, sir. Saraki signal.
What exactly is the Saraki signal? What is the issue?
He says that it's...
Sir, Prasad here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, Prasad here. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
Sir, this traffic signal, this traffic signal is the junction, Saraki junction, where the 100 feet road, 15th cross merges with the Kanakpura road. There is a huge amount of traffic which piles up throughout the day. There is no peak hour, non-peak hour. The traffic coming from Bannerghatta roadside moving towards Mysore road, and the Kanakpura road, which is as it is a very high corridor road because of the traffic. This is a big bottleneck, and then every time in the morning we spend about at least 15-20 minutes for getting through the signal, 15-20 minutes minimum, and the traffic piles up to at least half a kilometer on all the four sides. On one side it goes up to Banashankari, and from Kanakpura road it goes almost up to Konankunte cross. So there was a news which we came to know that the DPR was submitted about 150 crore project or whatever for the flyover to decongest this junction. But when we saw the BBMP budget details for decongestion or any improvement, we did not find this item. So I thought maybe I should request you for an update on this, sir.
See, number one is that there are a huge number of works that keep going, and a lot of this one works are in pipeline. As of now, immediately I don't recollect the details about this particular project. What I suggest is if you can leave your mobile number in the chat box, Raj will pass on this number. Maybe tomorrow I'll be able to update on this account. And secondly, as far as traffic issues, all this, I will bring this to my counterpart, Mr. Ravikant Gowda, who is the additional traffic commissioner, and I'll have him to have a relook at it, this synchronization of traffic signals, what exactly is the problem. As far as the traffic junction improvements or any new infrastructure is required, we'll definitely so look into it, and if there is already, they have done it, tomorrow I'll be able to update.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir. I'll share my mobile number with Mr. Dugar.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mr. Kumaran A, he has a question which was to do with the road connectivity to Bayapanalli railway station, Old Madras Road, to manage the heavy traffic due to the new railway station.
Yeah, Mr. Kumaran, I would like to just give you the update about this connectivity to Bayapanalli new terminal. See, this Bayapanalli new terminal will be opened anytime, and as per the indication given by the railways, every day about 1 lakh passengers will be moving out of this terminal. 1 lakh passengers in the next 6 months. They are planning to start about 20 to 25 trains from this terminal. This will be the starting point. Some trains which are starting presently from other stations will be shifted to this station. Now the issue is when 1 lakh people are alighting or going through this terminal, the connectivity. There are two, connectivity issues. Number one is that from the old Madras Road, just next to your Swami Vivekananda terminal, that is an entry point which comes towards this terminal. They have to, there's the railway flyover work that is going on, then it leads to the Bayapanalli terminal. This is one entrance. The other entrance is via Banaswadi. From Banaswadi, the road which leads ultimately to Outer Ring Road, from where this communally, there is a road which comes and connects a junction. Banaswadi and communally on road connecting junction. From there is other entrance which comes to the Bayapanalli. Now we have taken up, see, those railways on its own were doing, they should have taken those connectivity issues right the day they started this railway terminal construction. When once almost the terminal is ready, now they are thinking of connectivity issue, keeping us in dark. Now anyhow, we have put in place a system wherein the land acquisition is not an issue. We have developed a 4-lane plan for that. The state government is spending about 120 crores for entire making all the connectivity roads 4-lane. It will take some time because we are demolishing this flyover on the Banaswadi road and making it a big road tree so that people from communally and the Outer Ring Road and Banaswadi can come there and ultimately can come to this Bayapanalli terminal. So we, state government has set aside a fund allocation. The blueprint is ready. Anytime we'll do tender, and maybe it may take about next 6 months for complete infrastructure to be ready.
Okay, sir. Kirti Vasan has raised his hand. Can Kirti Vasan, who is this? Can you please?
Sir, good morning, sir.
Please be
See, I am
brief.
from Ward 57, from Kagadaspura, Balaji Layout. See, we have water problem for so many years. We told our MLA also he is cooperative with us, but they are saying some railway track issue is there. We are working for so many years, but still now it is not happening. I don't know when it will happen. Every week we are complaining to BBMP office and all the people also.
You see, number one
Still
is
it is
that,
not resolved, sir.
yeah,
It is some 7-8 years pending. It is there.
Yeah, please wait.
no, number one is that as far as the water problem is concerned, I mean, the issue is with the BWSSB. BBMP doesn't look into this, but I don't know what exactly is the problem. Then railway track issue, I really don't know. I mean, you said water problem and then the other is the railway track issue. This exactly, if you can tell me what exactly is the problem, how this railway track issue is connected with the water problem, I'll be able to take up these issues with the BWSSB chairman and try to get it solved.
Ward 59, there is a question. Ward 59, there is a black spot adjacent to the railway tracks. That black spot, there are people burning garbage. So this needs to be resolved, sir. Ward 59. Just bring it a notice.
Yeah, I have noted it and I'll
Okay, sir.
tell my people immediately.
Next question is from Kishore. Lack of playgrounds in many wards, and as a result, we see more children spending time at gadgets than in playgrounds.
See, as far as the playgrounds issues are concerned, BBMP, we have around 500 to 600. Now, within the core areas where there are no playgrounds, we can't create playgrounds there because the entire city is developed wherever. But in outer areas, still those new areas, parks and playgrounds are still we are wherever these layouts are coming, we are earmarking places for this. So if you can tell us the exact ward or this one where this issue is being flagged off, I can look into it.
Sir, Kishore is from our Ward 93 only.
93, where we can make playground, Mr. Raj?
Yeah.
Tell me. Unless until we take the palace ground, we can convert. Otherwise, yours is a totally developed area. Whatever if there is the existing playgrounds, if any infrastructural upgradation or anything is required, definitely we can look into it. Or if there are any suggestions, what can be done, definitely we can look into it.
Okay.
No, I mean to say Mount Carmel College grounds is there, which has been given as the lease by BDA.
Okay, Kishore, anyhow, we have been meeting you every fortnight. Any issues are there, definitely we will look into it.
Thank you, sir.
I'll take 1 or 2 questions, Raj.
Yes, sir,
I have
yes,
one more meeting.
Yes,
I
sir.
have to leave.
Yeah, sure. Next question is Prakash DR. How about giving permission for RWAs to arrange in their areas similar to what we did for COVID tests? I don't know what he means by this, but
no, probably he was asking about vaccination, I think.
Yeah, but I don't think
Definitely, sir. It was for vaccination. That answer has been given.
Okay, sir.
So the central government has not given permission.
Yes.
So that there is a below that I've already mentioned. It has been answered. So, thank you for getting a clarification, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, some of these questions.
I got I put up one more question.
Go ahead, sir.
A complaint has been given regarding damages to the building in the year 2013. And Commissioner sir, I had brought it to your notice also subsequently. But immediately after that, you were transferred to the other department, and that is still lying as we speak. So how should I go about it? This is another question I put up.
No, I didn't get your question. Raj, can you just
No, no,
distribute
but
a-
no, it is, they do not know. It is from Osborne Road area Residents Welfare Association. It's a private issue, not the corporation issue. Yeah, unscientific construction of one building, private building, has caused damage to the surrounding buildings, which the complaint was lodged in the year 2013. And when you took up charge for the first time, I brought it to your notice also. But things are standing still as it is, nothing has been moved. So how should I go about it? Shall I get you the copy once again, sir?
Please, give me, I mean, if you can send your details about this particular case, I'll personally look into it.
Yeah. So
Okay,
Mr.
sir.
Mr. Valli
I'll meet you shortly and
Srinivasan.
then give it to you.
Yeah,
Thank
Mr.
you,
Valli
sir.
Srinivasan, sir, for any work carried out by BBMP, there should be a board giving particulars of the work being done, work order number, amount being spent, etc. Please make this compulsory.
No, yeah, sure. It's a good suggestion. We'll do it. But at the same time, I want to tell all the participants here, we have put on our website work that is ongoing and the work which has been done. Almost works worth 15,000 crores have been put on our website that corresponded to each and every work that we have done. Asking the citizens whether really this work has been done. If you have any complaints against any of this work, please give it on the website. I mean, it's all anonymous. But the response is very, very meek. I mean, in spite of all our appeal, citizens don't give the feedback. Once again, I request each one of you to just go to our website. I mean, all those particulars are there pertaining to the place where you stay, what works have been done. I mean, if there is any complaint, whether without doing this work, somebody has to raise a bill, we will blacklist and we'll take action against them. Please look into this. And as far as this, for putting up a board for each and every work that we will implement.
Yeah. So Mukarram is asking, any decision on the cables hanging all over Bangalore? I don't want to talk.
Yeah, in fact, I mean, I saw that question. Till yesterday, I was reviewing. Till yesterday, they have removed this hanging cables in 412 kilometers. Every day, this drive is going on wherever they have cables are hanging or tied to the trees and all this. Mercilessly, we are removing. That means causing some inconvenience to the general public also. Either the OFC cable or cable connectors are being cut because wherever we find this illegal cables have been put, that we are disconnecting and we are cutting mercilessly. As I told you, 412 kilometers of road length, this drive was carried out till yesterday.
Sir, B.S. Manohar, very, very quick questions, 2-3, sir, that's all. He's from Baswangudi RWA. He says the entire stretch of road from Kalaspalyam to Banashankari has undergone white topping, whereas a small stretch of 500 meters from Vasavi Circle to Professor Asirvadam Circle has been left out in our ward. When will it be done, sir?
No, I mean, if they have left out, we'll ensure that immediately it will be done. In fact, I mean, a lot of these works had come to a standstill, but during the last few months, because of pending payments issue, we have cleared all this one. That's why you could see, for example, Nagwara Road from Nagwara to Reva College, about 18 kilometers, white topping was finished in the last 3-4 months. So wherever such pending works are there, we are taking it up. This stretch, what you have mentioned, if you can put it on the chat box, Raj, if you can kindly send this, we'll see to it that immediately it is taken up and it is finished.
Sure, sir. Bondi Lahori road between Diamond District and ISRO signal on HAL road is extremely uneven. Can it be leveled?
Yeah, I mean, this stretches we are taking wherever there is uneven. We have introducing this milling machines so that the uneven portions are milled and then the light coat of asphalting is done. This particular stretch also I'll take it. It's from ISRO junction to
No,
which point?
Diamond District and ISRO signal on HAL.
Diamond District. And I'll get it milled probably next week.
Yeah. So last two very quickly. Shubs, I don't know who is this. Shubs. Dear Commissioner, garbage and construction debris from BBMP wards are being carried out and dumped onto roads and highways outside the city. This is happening in the peripheral areas of the city. Kanakpura Road and surrounding roads is a very good example.
Yeah, I mean, I'm aware of this problem. This debris management, we are working on a system wherein if anybody wants to, alter their buildings or demolish their building, prior payment has to be done, so that we will arrange vehicles for the transportation. We have, recently in public-private partnership, we have developed a system where they will use all this debris and convert that into, tiles and other materials. So the issue was transportation. See, why this debris are being dumped is people want to just move their debris, and somebody will come and tell at the cheapest rate, I'll do it. Finally, we take debris from their house and dump it in the next road, clandestinely. So to avoid this, we are coming out with a system. It requires a permanent solution. Otherwise, all these years we have been seeing, we are working on it. Very soon we'll come out with a solution. Maybe if I can remove this one time again, the next day, if the proper system is not in place, they'll again come and dump it. So that will not be a solution.
Yeah, I know we have overshot your time, sir. One very last question, and then we close with Pradeep. No street lights from Indira Canteen on New BL Road till BL Circle.
From New BL Road to?
From New BL Road till BL Circle. From Indira Canteen on New BL Road.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just look into it. I'm very familiar with that area. Earlier we were staying there only. I'll just check that why this has not been done, and the contractor is in place. That is on the New BL Road, starting from BL Circle up to Sadashiv Nagar Police Station. Is the entire stretch is New BL Road. Thus from BL Road to Indira Canteen is about 500 meters. I'll just check it and I'll get it done, and I'll take the contractor to task.
There will be a lot of questions, sir, but I think at this point of time we have taken too much of your time.
Again, we'll have some more such sessions.
Thank you.
Like our water meetings. Maybe once in a month you should organize such sessions outside your ward, so that more people can participate and more issues. For me also, I will also come to know that what is happening in Nukan corner of the city. That will also serve as a feedback for me also to take.
One question for me, sir. One question.
Quickly, ma'am.
Last question.
Quickly, ma'am.
Hello, quickly.
Please, madam, please tell me.
Hello, good afternoon, sir. I'm from Malaysian Ward 45, and we don't have nodal officer since 1 month, and no meetings or anything whatsoever. And that's nobody to control anybody. What do we do?
Which ward?
45. Maleshwaram.
45.
And Jaipal was our corporator. Then came Mr. Manjunath, who was a very dynamic commissioner, and he's been transferred as deputy commissioner, and so we don't nodal officer for the past month. What
Madam, immediately I'll check who is the ward nodal officer, why the meetings are not held.
No,
immediately we'll
there is no
check.
nodal officer. I know.
Immediately, if it is not there, tomorrow we'll issue order. My request is whether you have taken COVID vaccine.
Yes, yes, I've taken my vaccine, of course. What? No,
Thank you.
Chitra, no.
Thank you very much. We are only worried about our elderly citizens. That is my
yes,
worry.
I'm senior person.
If you are safeguarded, you are healthy. Our city is safe.
Yeah, thank
Sir,
you.
I'm quite okay. Thank you so much. And Chitra knows me very well. She'll tell you about me. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay. I hope you'll take some action. Thank you.
Thank you, Raj.
Thank you, sir. Chitra, will you please go ahead and do the formal?
Thank you very much.
Yes, I'll take over now. Yes. And before I just thank and all that, before I thank Manjunath and others, I have one question for him. Now, what I imagine in BBMP is your budget allocation. How I imagine is plenty of buckets of money is kept in BBMP. Okay, in different buckets. Okay, where you exhaust one bucket, the other bucket is not used. So who has the right to take some money from this bucket and put it in the other? This is one simple question.
If you can tell me how many such buckets are there and which buckets are full, I lay my hand on those buckets.
I'll tell you.
Okay. Yeah, Chitra, can you?
At least I can tell what is full. Can you put a little money in the contractor workers so they get it, please. This is my request. Yes.
Chitra, what has been done as a financial mismanagement? See, what will happen in our family? If head of the household, if he gets a salary of 1 lakh, I will limit all my liabilities to 1 lakh. Unless I'll not take a loan of 50 lakhs, 60 lakhs. I'll not, every time I'll not do any mistakes. I know that what is my earning, up to what extent I can stretch, what amount of loan I can take. So you have a prudent financial planning, but that is not happening in BBMP. See, when the corporate body is there, when the corporators are there, council is there, if my income is about say 7,000, they will make a budget for 12,000. See, the receipts will be 7,000 only, but expenditure will be 12,000. So in the process, all this is here, nobody is bothered. We are there, we'll go, and after that, we don't know how they will manage. See, all the problems which I am facing now, payments of garbage contractors have not got their payment, all those things contractors strike because of the fiscal mismanagement. This time, the administrator budget will be totally to put that on track, so that to entirely discipline the system, so that we are in a good position to see that whoever does work, they get paid in time. So we are putting back it on track, and with proper financial prudence, that is planning is being done. So we'll take care of it.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm waiting for that. I feel very sorry when I see them. They do so much of work and they don't take money home.
Yeah, I fully agree.
Yeah. Personally, for me, this program has been an eye-opener because I have understood the functioning of BBMP better now. Of course, suggestions, questions, requests, etc. will always remain. But as Commissioner specified, there are several avenues for us to approach appropriate officials and then escalate matters to have our grievances redressed. We look forward to more hand-holding between BBMP officials and concerned citizens to work towards solutions. Being extremely busy, when we requested Sri Manjunath Prasad, he initially said it is difficult for him to find time for a program such as this. And that is why he has spent a Sunday morning with us to enlighten us and also making it easy for us to take things forward. On behalf of all of us attending this program, on behalf of those who will view this program subsequently, and on behalf of C4C, I heartily thank Sri Manjunath Prasad for spending time with us on a Sunday morning and apprising us of so many important matters, including the present challenge posed by COVID-19 and what we should do as citizens to overcome this. On behalf of C4C, I also thank all the attendees for making this program a success with your presence and participation. Let us all make our city safer by following the rules and as per necessity, getting ourselves tested. And as per eligibility, getting ourselves vaccinated by spreading the word around and taking all precautions to conquer this pandemic finally and move forward on our path to a much better city. Stay healthy, stay safe.